Hello everybody, this is Cresso, and this clip I'm going to talk about business. It's not going to apply to everybody, but in this clip I'm going to talk about business involving basically working with other people, or you can say colleagues. But I have some ideas that I wanted to express. We basically look at corporations as most corporations, especially here in the U.S., got the same basic triangle structure. You've got the person on top, you got the middle people, and you got the low workers, whatever, But I'm going to talk about a new model, a new business model, or maybe you could say a new type of corporation structure. But it's going to be different. But this also, with that, it's going to require, for what I want to share, it's going to require a lot of different outlook of how how you feel about yourself and how you feel about others. But in terms of basically operating a business. Now, this is not going to apply to everybody. There's some people, a lot of people that just work, got their own business, they work solo. With this clip, I'm going to mostly focus on basically a different type of structure, okay? But it's going to be a little bit of a different approach, okay? This is just an idea. I want to share this to everybody. I do take the pleasure of inspiring people because, I'm basically what I'm about. I'm all about expressing non-conventional ideas. I solely believe in literally seeing things outside the box, or just changing the whole thing up from the ground up. So that's just, most of my clip, that's basically what I'm about, okay? All right. Now, some ideas I want to talk about. Some things maybe you may not realize at the job, that some things I have some, suggested ideas that I believe it will help, especially psychologically. So I'm going to start off. Now, like I just said in the beginning of this clip, the triangle. Most corporations, for example, have, or any business that's involving colleagues and other positions is, again, it's a triangle structure. That's been has been going on in humanity for a very, very long time. Don't have a date, but again, the structure of itself, a triangle structure, has been around for quite a while. The thing I'm going to talk about is what I envision, okay, is basically everybody, everybody in the corporation or business, okay, people are looked at as business associates. Okay, you're basically an associate in that particular business, and it's required different things. To me, I feel like it requires, a communication, which a lot of corporation, or the old idea, does stress about communication is key. But the new idea I have, the different idea, is basically communication. Everybody is involved in the business. If you sign up for this particular business, okay, or let's say you want to call it a corporation, whatever, it's your business. I mean, literally, it's your business. It requires everybody to work together. You're all familiar with some of these things, being a team player and all that. Yes. But you see, my approach, I feel that my approach is that your voice really matters. Like what you implement, what you express, everybody listens. I do believe in solutions. I'm very, I do like to create something different. I don't like to focus so much on the problems and be stuck with it. I like to focus on something different. So basically, everybody in that business whatever idea you come up with matters. Now, I understand that not everybody's going to agree. Okay, everybody has different points and different take on things, and I'm well aware of that. Okay, but if you really look at it, and this involves creativity on everybody's part. It has nothing to do with compromising, no sacrifice. Okay, no politics. Okay, that seems to bring a barrier to a lot of business. There's no compromising. It's everybody's business. It is. So yeah, I really believe that. In terms of basically, let's say a meeting. Okay. Sometimes you have situations that not everybody could be in a meeting, but let's just say you have a meeting. Some of the things that I like to suggest, okay, put it out there for everybody that's listening to this clip. Things like, change the furniture around. One furniture I like to change is the conference table. I think a round table is much more, if you just grab the round tables out of the lunchroom and put it in the conference room, I believe the round table does something. Little things like that matters. It makes people feel, it suggests that everybody's connected. These long triangular, these long rectangles, whatever, tables doesn't do any good. I call it it's a very hierarchy, egotistic. It suggests that, okay? You see, in a new business structure that I think about, there is no hierarchy position. Okay, there's no CEO or this requires people thinking differently about business. If you work in a particular business and you work with everybody, the mentality is different. Okay? Now, you're all listening to this and you kind of wondering, well, how that's going to work where I currently work. How that's going to fit into the job that I work in. Well, I look at it this way. Anybody that's starting a business or planning to start a business, I think is a great for a fresh start. A fresh start. Any corporation, any business following this same old model, that triangle model, let the paradigm do its thing. I believe that more people feel like they're connected to the business and not feel like I gotta talk to the man on top. It makes you feel like your words do matter. You feel validated. I know a lot of us want to feel validated. It's the feeling. But I want to say this. You have to really believe within yourself that you are valued. Through and through. This is something that you have to take in for yourself. But back to the business, I think the in the conference room, I really believe the round table is really good. I thought about this a long time. I've been in conference rooms. I've been to different jobs. I worked in office jobs. The conference room, the atmosphere of being in these meetings, it's like no one likes being in these meetings, right? You feel like you gotta drag your feet. But let's just say this. What about if you have a meeting, right? And you're not trying to send your report to somebody on top. You have to come up with all these convincing ideas and you have to go in a conference meeting like you're sweating. But let's just say you turn that thing around. You go in a meeting, basically you're an associate. You are talking to your fellow associate about how you could run your business. Because it's not just your business, it's everybody's business. I believe that the person's mentality, attitude is going to be a lot different. You won't have the feeling of, I have to go in a meeting, I got to drag my feet, or I got to fall asleep, I got to hear this blah, 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 blah. But again, if you go there, that your words matter, okay? It does something. Now, as I'm saying all this, I want to say this very carefully now, because I know a lot of the corporations, you know, the way the structure is built of the old idea, I know it's very egotistic. A lot of us come up with victim stories and feel a certain way about ourselves, and then we feel a certain way about other people. So basically, the new business structure does require to put your ego aside. It's not about you or being over somebody, or whether, and here's another thing too I like to add. It's not about competing against somebody in your business. Like, you know, some of these old corporation, you compete against your colleague. Which project is the most pleasing to the man on top? No, it's not about that. It's about everybody's, let's say you're creating a project. You're putting your intelligence into the same project as well as your fellow business associate. You all contributing to the project. So there's no competition there. And at the same time, you're not competing against other business. So yeah, competition, honestly, it does, especially in the business side, I just want to say competition doesn't really do anything good. I know a lot of us, we have this thing in our upbringing that competition kind of defines you, kind of builds you up. Not really, because you're always constantly competing against somebody. You always it's kind of like you got to watch your back and make sure somebody else doesn't top you. It's the stress and all that. It does bring on to that feeling. So the new business, I feel, you know, this idea I want to talk about is that the competition is non-existent. Again, you're not about competing against your colleague, and you're not competing against another business. You're just trading something different. You know, you have to look at it like this, that life itself is infinite. There's no little golden pot, that little, you know, gold pot that we have in our mind that, you know, we got to get that before the other person get it. It's not really about that. It's basically just you're basically being creative, because, you know, each and every one of you are creative. So yeah, everybody in that business, for example, is basically creating something. And I think, honestly, I believe it's fun. It's exciting. It is. I do like the idea that everybody contributing, okay, and basically being creative versus basically you stressing and competing against one person and knock one person down. That way you get ahead. No, it's not about that. Again, the business, it's everybody's business. Okay? Your words of value. Again, if anyone's listening to this clip and you're wondering to yourself, well, how can everybody agree on everything? Don't worry about that. You know, you gotta look at things in a bigger picture about it. You see, my mentality, everybody, that I believe that something's gonna work out in my favor one way or another. But if I'm doing business with somebody else and I'm putting something up there, yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, yeah, my ego will try to suggest something, but I gotta put my ego aside and say, you know what? My words are value. So whatever I put out there, I have to know within myself that it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out for everybody. This is basically everything that I'm saying so far is a different way of looking at things. Yes, it is possible. You see, in your head, you're probably feeling like, no, I don't know how this is going to work. Yes, it will work. I believe it. This is what I envision, and this is why I'm basically doing this clip now. Okay? A lot of us, see, humanity, we get used to certain things. A lot of us get lazy, and we get comfortable doing the same old thing. But if you step out of your ego and try it, hey, before you know it, everybody's implementing a new idea. So I know a lot of us are capable of implementing this idea. So yeah, if anybody's thinking about starting a business, I think, you know, I'm just here to inspire. I'm just giving like a generalized idea, okay, of a business, a different business, a different structure. Okay? I feel like the triangle structure is ineffective. It is. Honestly, you look around, you wonder why most people, I'm not gonna say all, but why most people are not happy with their jobs. There's various different reasons. But I could say this, for example. Somebody there is not happy with their job. I could say this, for example, because they're just basically stressed out, whether if they're gonna basically do this project or they have to perfect this project before a deadline. So you got somebody on top giving you a deadline. And if you don't meet that deadline, what's gonna happen? You gotta worry about that. Do you actually feel, when you feel that way, tell me this, do you feel like it's your business? This corporation that you work in, do you feel like this is your corporation too? No, you're just in a rat race. Or I could just call it, you're in a hamster wheel. You're basically building somebody else's success, which is the person on top. That's why I want to express about this new business structure, okay? About everybody basically being involved because the business that you sign up with is yours. It's your business. This does, again, I have to emphasize on this, everybody. This does require you to put your ego aside. Okay? You're not about competing against somebody in the business. Okay? You're creative just like the next person is. Okay? It's kind of like you're working as one. You're literally, truly working as a unit. Okay? Get the competition out the window. Don't worry about the next business. If the next business is doing a similar thing that your business is doing, don't worry about it. You have to create from within and know that you are successful. And don't worry about what the other business is doing. Let them do what they do. Do what you do. Because you are creative just like the other business is creative. You know, I just want to say that. Another thing I want to also express is I know a lot of corporations are built with legal structures and all that stuff. You see, the idea that I want to suggest to everybody, this different business structure, is basically there's no legal structure in it. There's no legal there's no legal binding. I know everybody, we lean towards some legal binding because of a trust issue, you know, and you need some sort of agreement. And I've been debating back and forth about this idea of a contract. You know, everybody, the things I'm going to say, it does require you to be fearless. And I'm going to be honest with you, as I'm expressing this to you, I have some feelings about it too, what I'm about to share. I believe that the idea of a contract needs to go out the window. I believe that, you know, somebody said they're going to do it, they're going to do it. Now, a lot of you may agree or disagree with what I'm about to say. Now, the different approach on this is that if the person decides not to follow through with the project, let's say, right, or let's say, you know, or whatever some sort of obligation, the person is free to leave the project. You know, yes, again, we want somebody to keep their word. Yes, I understand fully. I think this idea of a contract, and again, you can all think about this, everybody, but I think this idea of a contract, we need to shift out of this contract deal. That's what I feel. It doesn't breathe any trust towards anybody. So again, with this different business approach, or let's say a different type of corporation, there's no legal binding. Okay, this is what I'm envisioning. What I envision is a world that's basically free from government structures, free from legal structure. Because you see, I believe in everybody. I believe that we are evolved because we are consciousness. We are capable of doing amazing things. If you put your ego aside, you are capable of doing amazing things. So I know I'm dancing around with here and there about, this different business approach or different corporation approach, but I want to express this. Again, I'm just inspiring everybody, for everybody to think about it, and whatever ideas you have, you want to maybe implement it, great. But I'm only here to inspire, because you see, I don't just stay stuck with the same old structure. I like to change things up. Things don't always have to be the same. Okay? Everything is changeable. I know a lot of us, our own ego is afraid of that. We think that it's automatically going to be a bad thing when you see something that changed, that you're so used to doing for so long. No, not necessarily. You see, consciousness is also about movement. Okay? Things shift all the time, actually. Some things you probably don't even notice. So I don't want to go too off the topic. But yes, the new or a different type of business structure of basically everybody's just an associate. Change the conference room meeting. Change it up. Another thing I want to talk about also, I'm sorry, I almost forgot this, is this cubicle. This typical American desk job. I know there's some corporations, got rid of the cubicle thing. But I know there's a great deal of corporations still do this same old cubicle. And I really think a lot of that needs to go. I vision that maybe, everybody, I know a lot of us, we want our own space. I guess a lot of, whoever's listening to this clip, maybe you could create an idea or something. I know a lot of us think about this to ourselves. Like, you go to your job every day and you're so sick of this whole cubicle job thing. You're like, man, it's like you're in a grind, right? It's like you're basically in a grind, and you just want to change things up. So knock the walls down. It kind of make me think about this movie on Office Space. A guy just basically, he just ripped the whole cubicle down, the walls, and he has his window right in front of him. Anybody listening to this clip, and if you watch Office Space, you know what scene I'm talking about. The person that, forgot his character name, the guy that he doesn't care, and he's just not going by the company's protocol or whatever, and he just broke down the cubicle wall, and he's just relaxing, just chilling, playing his poker game while he has a nice window view. Anyway, but just changing up the whole cubicle setup. Maybe have a different design layout. But again, I'm not saying every corporation is like that. There's only a few, and I don't want to name the names, but none of these hierarchy positions, managers, supervisors, and stuff like that. People, I just want to say, you're grown-ups. I know that you don't need a supervisor. To me, supervisors are like babysitters. You are intelligent. Now, if you do not want to, I know it's kind of tricky about this new structure, because it makes you feel like, well, someone needs to be held accountable. Again, it's not about who's over who. And and there's another thing too I want to mention. If it's about someone coming to work on time, hey, look, I just want to put it this way. You could agree or not, you could agree or disagree, that's fine. The person doesn't come to work on time, hey, it's the person's choice. It's something maybe you could discuss with the person, but if the person is not happy with the company, the person is free to leave. And I know it's going to lead to this other thing. So how are we supposed to end the relationship with the person? Is this going to be a thing about firing somebody? No, I don't think. See, firing somebody to me suggests that basically you have somebody in higher positions over you and just give you a pink slip. No. I feel that the new business approaches, I do envision people being connected spiritually. And I believe things will work itself out. And again, I don't really care if this doesn't make sense. I'm fearless to talk about this. Everything I'm sharing to you, I don't care if it doesn't make no sense to anybody. I'm only here to inspire. You could take anything what I'm saying or leave it. I believe that there should be a mutual departure, you know? There's not about someone have something over somebody and say, oh, you're fired. No, just have a mutual departure. And you know what? Regardless, it's going to work out for both parties. That's it. This does require a different mentality, everybody. It does. And I definitely believe, I do envision a change on that. I'm just inspiring everybody to take it in what I'm saying. But again, if you think it's hilarious and all that, and you just don't think it's going to work out, okay, that's up to you. But yeah, you know, it's, you know, having a mutual departure, it's fine. I believe in a new business, different business structure is that people will have a different attitude. I know a lot of us, naturally, we want to get involved. Some of us don't know how to, but we want to get involved, right? It's a passion there. And this also goes with somebody basically doing that, you know, following their highest joy. If the person want to be in that environment, okay? If they have the passion and they go with it like, yeah, this is my business too, and I don't have to answer to somebody on top, or I don't have to compete against anybody, the person's mentality, the feeling space, and spiritually, it's just be different. It definitely will. So, you know, I love the idea of a business associate. I do. So, anyway, I think I covered a good amount of stuff. I did mention about the conference table. I'm trying to think of something here. What else? Yeah, everybody's basically doing the same goal, whatever. They just want to keep the business running, whatever service that you're going to provide to your customers, you know, you're providing a service, okay? And that's it. You're always improving. You're always being creative. You know, that's the thing, you know, and you're working well together. That's it. You know, it's your business, just like your next person. There's nobody on top. Okay, I just think that the triangle structure is ineffective. It is. I think a good number of us are unhappy, whether you're going to deny it or not. It's just that it's just not a very good structure. So, and it's been around, and I know we're capable of doing something or creating something more meaningful. So, so yeah. Oh, and about the money, sorry, forgot to add this about the money. You know, who's gonna make more money and who? Well, you know what? I'll just put it this way. I guess that I'll just leave it up to whoever in the business. Maybe everybody will make the same. I don't know. Just thinking. You make the same. It's not about who make more money than who. It's not about that really. But people getting paid very well, very well. So yeah, you know, it's not, you know, and there's no lack of money either. I did create a clip on a new money system. A lot of things that I'm talking about I talk about different ideas, but it does require, again, a different mentality. The clip that I made about money, it does require a different mentality, how you feel about yourself and your outlook of money. So I believe the idea about the money, the clip that I made about money, will bridge nicely with the new business approach. Okay, it's not about who has more money than who, and it's not about whether I can afford to pay or hire these people or whoever. But again, whoever signs up in a business, they are a business associate. That business belongs to that person as well as yours. But if any disagreements or whatever, you know, again, we're adults, we're intelligent, we are intelligent. I'm pretty confident that we could work things out without any legal stuff. Maybe have a mediator, but just working things out. But everybody knows that it's their business. Again, you're not competing against anybody. Okay, and these are something that I know a lot of us are used to. So I believe everything I share so far inspires everybody just to really take it in. meditate, imagine, because what you imagine, okay, it's real. You imagine something and it basically manifests on the physical plane. So yeah, I believe what I shared inspired you. So I'll definitely be back with another interesting topic. Take care.